Hey there, future titans of renewable energy. Ready to turn up the heat on your solar energy engineering career search? You've been digging into RoleCatcher's resources,
Yeah.
and we're fired up to help you synthesize all that info into some seriously bright insights.
You know, it's funny you use the word bright. I was on a project a while back designing a system for this village in the Himalayas, completely off-grid, tough terrain.
Oh, wow.
Talk about a crash course in creative solar solutions.
Okay, see, that's what I love about this field. It's not just about slapping some panels on a roof and calling it a day.
Right.
So, for those of you who might think it's all about installation, the RoleCatcher Guide paints a much bigger picture, right?
Absolutely. Think of it more like you're a solar architect.
Okay.
You're designing and optimizing entire energy systems to capture the sun's power. And the scope is massive, from individual homes to giant factories we're talking about, changing how the world gets its energy.
It's funny you should mention that because the guide really dives into this whole idea of systems thinking. It keeps popping up in the job descriptions they highlight.
For good reason. You're not just dealing with panels. You're factoring in energy demands, building orientations, weather patterns. It's about squeezing every drop of efficiency out of sunlight.
Okay, so we're not just talking about being good with a wrench here.
Right.
What does a typical day actually look like for someone entering this field?
Well, get ready for a dynamic mix. Some days you might be on site installing and testing systems, getting your hands dirty. Literally.
Sounds exciting.
It definitely keeps things interesting. But then you'll also have days in the office, neck deep in design software, crunching data, and collaborating with your team.
That makes sense. It's all about finding that sweet spot between hands-on work and technical expertise.
Yeah.
The RoleCatcher Guide also mentions a lot about working with clients, project managers, and other stakeholders.
Exactly. Remember what I said about systems thinking? It's not just about the tech. It's about understanding how all the pieces fit together, including the human ones.
Right.
That's where strong communication and collaboration skills come in.
Yeah.
You're going to be explaining complex concepts to people who might not be as technically savvy, managing expectations, and navigating different perspectives.
So it's clear that this career path is about way more than just technical know-how.
Right.
But let's be real, every job has its pros and cons.
Yeah.
The RoleCatcher Guide didn't shy away from the challenges here, which I appreciated.
Honesty is key, right? Sugarcoating only gets you so far.
Yeah.
Look, solar energy is booming, but it's not without its hurdles.
For example, the guide mentioned the high initial costs of solar energy systems.
Yeah.
I imagine that can be a tough sell for some people.
It can be.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, that challenge is actually driving some seriously cool innovation. We're talking more efficient panels, new financing models that make it more accessible, even integrating solar into existing infrastructure in ways we never thought possible.
Wow.
It's forcing us to think outside the box.
So the challenge itself is pushing the industry forward.
Big time. And then there's the weather dependency factor.
Right.
Obviously, the sun doesn't always shine, which is why they call it solar energy systems.
Okay, I'm picking up what you're putting down. It's not just about the panels, it's about the entire system working together.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's where smart grid technology comes in. Imagine a network that can store solar energy from sunny days and distribute it when needed, even integrating other renewables like wind power.
Wow.
That's the kind of system-level thinking that's going to make renewable energy truly reliable.
Wow, that's amazing. I have to admit, I had a very simplistic view of solar energy before this deep dive.
It's easy to get caught up in the basics, but the real magic happens when you zoom out and see how all the pieces connect.
Speaking of zooming out, let's talk career progression.
Yeah.
RoleCatcher provided a pretty detailed roadmap, from those entry-level roles all the way up to, like, solar energy guru.
Guru, I like that. But you're right, RoleCatcher lays out a clear path. You start by assisting senior engineers, then move on to designing smaller systems, eventually leading bigger projects,
Right.
and maybe even setting industry standards down the line.
It's almost like leveling up in a video game. You gain experience, unlock new skills, and take on bigger challenges.
And just like in a video game, you can choose your specialization. Want to master photovoltaic design? Go for it. Interested in off-grid systems for remote areas? It's a whole other quest line. Or maybe you're drawn to the research and development side, pushing the boundaries of what solar energy can do.
So many options. But no matter which path you choose, are there any skills that are absolutely essential for climbing that career ladder? I imagine technical expertise is a given.
Technical skills are your foundation, no doubt. You need a solid understanding of solar energy principles, proficiency with design software, and the ability to troubleshoot systems in your sleep. But here's the thing. As you gain experience and take on more responsibility, those soft skills we talked about earlier become your secret weapon.
You mean being able to communicate those complex ideas clearly, collaborate effectively with a team, and all that good stuff?
Exactly. Think about it. At a
Okay.
senior level, you're not just crunching numbers anymore.
Yeah.
You're leading teams, managing budgets, pitching ideas to clients, maybe even presenting at conferences.
Right.
That requires a whole different skill set. Leadership, communication, negotiation, even a bit of entrepreneurial spirit.
So it's not just about being a great engineer, it's about being a great leader and communicator, too.
Precisely. And that's something that often gets overlooked. People think engineering is all about technical skills, but in reality, it's a highly collaborative field that requires a lot of human interaction.
That makes a lot of sense. And speaking of navigating the human side of things, let's talk about the job application process itself. The RoleCatcher materials really emphasize this whole rise of AI in recruitment, which honestly sounds a bit intimidating.
It's definitely a new landscape out there.
Yeah.
More and more companies, especially the larger ones, are using what they call applicant tracking systems, or ATS, to streamline their hiring process.
So back up a minute. What exactly is an ATS?
Think of it like a digital gatekeeper.
Okay.
It's software that scans resumes and cover letters for specific keywords and phrases, filtering out applications that don't meet certain criteria.
So it's basically a robot deciding whether or not you even get a foot in the door?
In a way, yes.
Yeah.
And that's where RoleCatcher comes in to help you beat the bots.
Okay, so RoleCatcher is like our secret weapon against these applicant tracking systems.
Right.
But how exactly does it work? It's magic.
It's all about speaking the ATS's language.
Okay.
RoleCatcher analyzes job descriptions to pinpoint those crucial keywords and skills that employers are looking for. Then, it helps you tailor your resume and cover letter to match. So you're basically highlighting all the right things for the robot overlords.
So it's like giving your application a turbo boost to make sure it gets seen by a human.
Exactly. And here's a pro tip. Even if a company isn't using an ATS, using those keywords relevant to the job description on your resume can catch the eye of a recruiter who's skimming through hundreds of applications.
Right.
It's a win-win.
Smart. So let's say we've aced the application, outsmarted the bots, and landed ourselves an interview. RoleCatcher's interview prep resources seem pretty comprehensive. They even have that AI feedback feature on practice responses, which is super cool.
It's like having a personal coach in your pocket. Practice makes perfect, especially when it comes to articulating your skills and passion.
Speaking of passion, what are some things that really stand out to you when you're interviewing candidates in this field?
Beyond the technical knowledge, which is obviously important,
Yeah.
I'm always looking for that spark.
Okay.
Tell me why you're drawn to solar energy. Is it about combating climate change, creating more equitable energy access, pushing the boundaries of technology? Let that passion shine through.
It's not just about what you know, it's about why you want to do it.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to talk about your experiences, even if they're not directly related to solar energy.
Okay.
Did you lead a team project in college? Volunteer for an environmental organization? Those experiences demonstrate valuable skills like teamwork, problem solving, and leadership.
So painting that bigger picture of your abilities. Now, I know we've covered a ton of ground here, from the technical aspects of solar energy systems to the soft skills needed to thrive in this career.
Right.
But as we wrap up, I want to circle back to something we touched on earlier, the why behind it all.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's that passion for sustainability, for creating a cleaner energy future that's going to fuel your success and fulfillment in this field.
It's like we said at the beginning, it's not just about slapping some panels on a roof and calling it a day.
Right.
It's about being part of something bigger, something that can truly make a difference.
Exactly. And that impact can take so many forms. Maybe you're designing a system that helps a family power their home with clean energy, reducing their carbon footprint.
Right.
Or maybe you're leading a team that's developing cutting-edge solar technology, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Or maybe you're simply using your knowledge to educate others about the benefits of renewable energy, inspiring them to make a change.
So, to all of you listening who are excited about solar energy, about making a tangible impact on the world, remember this. This career path offers a unique opportunity to blend your technical skills with your passion for a sustainable future.
And as you navigate this exciting world, remember that RoleCatcher is your trusty sidekick, providing the resources and insights you need to shine bright in every step of your journey.
That's a perfect note to end on. Thanks for joining us for this electrifying deep dive into the world of solar energy engineering. We'll get you on the next episode where we'll be exploring another fascinating career path. Until then, keep those career goals shining bright.